Hi everyone, this is Movie Tales, your fast-track pass to the best stories in cinema. Today's story, American Beauty. Enjoy watching. A 42-year-old man named Lester Burnham is trapped in a midlife crisis. He's married, but he still releases tension on his own in the shower. Lester and his wife Carolyn have a daughter named Jane. His life has become painfully dull. He writes articles for a magazine, and now the company is preparing for layoffs. An efficiency consultant calls Lester in and asks him to list his accomplishments. Lester is irritated because, according to rumors, the magazine's editor hired call girls, and one of them memorized his credit card number. She spent months living and vacationing at the company's expense. Now, employees are being cut to cover the damages. At dinner, Lester tries to talk about his problems, but Jane doesn't care. He hasn't truly spoken to his daughter in weeks. When she leaves, Lester tells Carolyn she treats Jane like an employee. At that moment, someone films them from outside, Ricky, their new neighbor. The next evening, Carolyn and Lester attend a school basketball game. Jane performs with the cheerleading squad. During the show, Lester becomes fixated on Jane's friend Angela. His fantasies are anything but innocent. After the game, Jane avoids her parents, even as they compliment the girls. When the girls decide to go to a pizzeria, Lester offers them a ride, but Angela has her own car. Jane thinks her father is pathetic, but Angela finds him oddly charming. That night, Lester lies awake feeling strangely alive after seeing Angela. In the car, Jane apologizes for her father, but Angela is used to male attention. She believes that if men stare at her, it means she's destined to become a model. Walking home, Jane is filmed again by Ricky. She calls him a jerk, turns off the lights, then returns to the window and smiles when she sees him watching. The next morning, while Jane is showering, Lester secretly calls Angela from Jane's phone. When he hears the water stop, he panics and hangs up. Angela calls back, and Jane immediately understands what happened. Ricky films her again from his house. His mother calls him to breakfast, while his father greets their gay neighbors, something Colonel Frank Fitz deeply resents. At school, Angela tells classmates she slept with a famous photographer, and they call her easy. Seeing Ricky arrive, Jane tells Angela he filmed her the night before. Angela claims she knows him and says he's weird, and according to rumors, once spent time in a psychiatric hospital. When Jane defends him, Angela suspects she likes him. Ricky approaches, apologizes for scaring Jane, and admits he filmed her because he found her interesting. He ignores Angela completely, irritating her further. That night, Carolyn drags Lester to a corporate event. Outside, Lester and Ricky smoke weed in the parking lot. Ricky gets reprimanded by his boss and quits on the spot. Lester is stunned. Ricky instantly becomes his hero. Ricky later reveals that his real income comes from selling weed. Returning home, Lester and Carolyn find Jane with Angela, who wants to stay overnight. Listening through the door, Lester hears Angela say he's cute, and that if he worked out, she'd happily use him. When the girls hear a noise, they go to the window and see Ricky filming them. Jane smiles into the camera. Ricky is thrilled, until he notices Lester lifting weights in the garage. The next morning, Lester joins his jogging neighbors and asks how to get in shape quickly. Frank watches from inside and assumes Lester is gay. Later, Lester goes with Ricky under the excuse of picking up a movie, but actually buys weed from him. At work, Lester announces he is quitting. He demands a full year's salary and a bonus, or he'll expose the editor's scandal to the IRS. After school, Jane offers Ricky a ride, but Angela refuses, calling him a psycho. Ricky decides to walk, and Jane walks with him. Meanwhile, Carolyn cheats on Lester with Buddy, a real estate businessman. Ricky brings Jane to his home and introduces her to his strange mother. Watching a video of a plastic bag blowing in the wind, Ricky and Jane kiss. Back home, Jane undresses in front of the window, knowing Ricky is filming her. The next evening, while Ricky films again, Jane vents about her father. She hates him. She wants a father she can look up to, not someone who stares at her friend. She says she wishes someone would knock some sense into him. Ricky asks if she wants him to kill Lester. She says yes, then immediately insists she's joking. Working at a fast food restaurant, Lester hears Carolyn ordering at the drive-thru. When he hands her the food, he sees her kissing Buddy. Later, Ricky gets a page from Lester, asking for more weed, and sneaks out of the house. Frank sees Ricky helping a half-dressed Lester put on a shirt and assumes the worst. When Jane and Angela arrive, Ricky and Lester quickly separate. Jane touches her father's hand when she sees how shaken he is. Back home, Ricky is beaten by his father, who believes he's gay. Ricky leaves the house. Jane and Angela argue, and Ricky suddenly appears, asking Jane to run away with him to New York. She agrees. Meanwhile, Lester is lifting weights in the garage. Frank enters, emotionally broken after hearing about Carolyn's affair. Seeing Lester's indifference only convinces him further that Lester must be gay. Misreading his kindness, the Frank tries to kiss him. Lester gently refuses. Humiliated, the Colonel leaves. Inside, Lester finds Angela crying after her fight with Jane. She admits she finds him attractive. Lester begins undressing her, but stops the moment she admits she's a virgin. He covers her and comforts her. While she's in the bathroom, Lester looks at a family photo. Suddenly, a gun presses against the back of his head, and a shot is fired. Ricky and Jane run downstairs and find Lester dead. The film shows where everyone was during the shooting. Ricky and Jane in her room, Angela in the bathroom, Carolyn driving home with a gun but arriving too late. Colonel Fitz was the one who pulled the trigger. He returns home and removes his bloody clothes. Carolyn arrives next. She sees Lester dead, hides her own gun in the closet, and breaks down crying over his clothes. Despite everything, Lester narrates that he feels at peace. He says he could be angry about what happened, but the world contains too much beauty to stay mad. All he feels is gratitude for every moment of his small, foolish life, and believes that one day everyone will understand. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to see the latest videos first.